Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Charlie left a comment asking to do an Eddie Cummings breakdown, so thank you for the comment, and let's get started. So Eddie has a couple paid instructionals out, but he also has a lot of free content on YouTube and other platforms. So I watched the free content for this. I did not purchase any of his instructionals. I've been buying a lot of instructionals lately, and I'm not making any money from this channel. So I'm going to get in trouble if I keep buying all these instructionals. So in doing the research for this video, a lot of the breakdowns and things that I already saw online were on his signature entry into Inside Senkaku. So I didn't want to break down this entry again. Here's, for example, one of the breakdowns that I found online, and it actually does a really good job, I think, of breaking down this entry. So I'll just leave a link to that video in the description. And we've also broken this down when talking about Craig Jones and his system into entering into legs, so I didn't want to do that again. And then another theme I saw was Eddie had a couple really nice shoulder crunches that he hit, as well as outside ashi entering into K-guard, which again, we also just did when we broke down Lachlan Giles' system here. So I didn't want to do those again. So one thing that I saw interesting that Eddie was doing was his grip fighting. Now, all of the grip fighting that I've looked at before has been focused on 2-on-1 gripping, right? Like you're getting two of your hands controlling one of your opponent's hands. And Eddie uses single grips to set up the 2-on-1 gripping or just enter straight off of the single grip. So if we look at this clip here, his opponent is sitting way back on their shoelaces here, right? Trying to keep their body weight down. And they're trying to prevent Eddie from getting underhooks because Eddie needs underhooks in order to elevate his opponent. So now what Eddie does in the grip fighting is he takes single grips on each hand in this manner here. So now the weakness of his grip is for his opponent to run this way, right, towards the thumb. And if the opponent wants to break this grip, he's going to have to bring his arm away from his body, which is exactly what Eddie wants. So Eddie takes a grip where the weak point of the grip will allow him to get the underhook if his opponent chooses to break that grip. So as we see here, his opponent breaks that grip, Eddie gets the underhooks. So in this situation, same grip, but he only has it on one hand here. His other hand isn't grabbing his opponent's wrist. So in this scenario, as his opponent breaks away from that grip, Eddie dives for that leg there, and he uses that in order to enter into inside Senkaku. So now in this scenario here, again, same grip, but this time his opponent's the same opponent, and he's had this grip done to him multiple times now, so he doesn't really respect that grip. He doesn't rip it away. So in that scenario, Eddie goes 2-on-1. He takes an arm drag grip and then uses that to elevate his opponent and enter into the legs. So Eddie kind of has a system based on that lone grip on whether his opponent reacts to it or not. He has a way to play off that grip. In this scenario here, his opponent is just being very passive, right? He's sitting way back on their heels and they're not putting any weight forward. So this makes it very easy for Eddie just to push them backwards, right? But you can see his opponent doesn't really respect that push. So by his opponent not respecting the push, it doesn't really give it any merit, right? So this is one thing that I think Gordon Ryan does better than anyone else.
So I apologize. The first time I recorded this section of the video, it got copyright claimed because of this section right here. Even though it's on YouTube, Flow Grappling copyrighted it. So I'm just going to include pictures of this section, unfortunately, but hopefully you guys get the idea. So this exchange here begins with Gordon taking that same grip that Eddie was taking. But instead of doing anything with that grip, Gordon starts to push his opponent, right? And his opponent respects Gordon's push. He doesn't want Gordon to get on top, so he puts his own hand on the ground and pushes back. Now pushing back gives Gordon the ability to grab that grip again. Right off that grab, Gordon went back to this grip, and he used that grip to transition to that same arm drag that Eddie used. And his opponent puts his leg up to counter that arm drag. So now this leg is available for Gordon to take. But his opponent is leaning back so much, Gordon goes right back to the push again. Just starts pushing again, and his opponent's going to fall down and ends up kind of disengaging and running away. But then the next time he approached Gordon's guard, he did it standing. So his opponent changed his whole tactic. He went from kneeling passing to standing passing just because Gordon was being so active with that push and that pull. So I think that's one thing that makes Gordon just so dominant.
So if you guys like the content, please like, please subscribe. I think I'm going to make one more Eddie Cummings video because there's a really cool sequence when he fought Gary Tonin that I kind of wanted to share with you guys. So I think my next video is going to be on that. If you want to make sure you see that, please subscribe, and we'll see you next time.